Hi, everybody. This is Marisa Portuondo with Portuondo Law Firm. As promised, I am here. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. We had some tech difficulties, but I'm here today to give you a little bit of information about the hurricane claims process. There are, as I stated last night, reportedly over 100,000 open claims, and a lot of insurance companies tend to say that claims are paid even when they've only made one payment. They say that they're closed and there are still outstanding payments due. So I do suspect, as many in the industry do, that that number is much bigger. That number also does not include people who have not made claims. So I'm sure there is a lot of frustration going on. I'm sure people have a lot of questions. Insurance policies are notoriously complicated. So I'm hoping to shed a little light on things, and if anyone is here live, you are welcome to ask any questions. I will do my best to answer them, and let me know you're here if you're here. So first things first, you're going to see me looking to the side. I have my notes here. I am not an old hat at this, but I do want to make sure I get the information out. So the first thing that it's important to understand is your policy is an insurance contract, and the parties that are involved in that contract is you as the homeowner and your insurance company. Now, that's why it's called a first party claim. It means you are making a claim against your own insurance, as opposed to a third party claim where a third party makes a claim against someone else's insurance. So you have obligations just like the insurance company does. What are the insurance company's obligations? It is to adjust your claim, which means to investigate it, to look at all the facts, to send out people if necessary, and it is to pay for your covered losses, and it is obviously to respond to any kind of communication that you send their way. As far as your obligations, you need to obviously pay your premium, and you need to notify the insurance company of losses. This is where a lot of people go wrong. They take too long to call in their claims, and the insurance companies like to use this as an excuse for not making payment. It's not to say it's a great excuse, but they do like to use it. The other obligation that you have is to mitigate your damages. What does that mean? It means if you have a giant hole in your roof because of the hurricane, you can't just let it continue to rain in your house for the next 3 months and expect the insurance company to pay for it. So you are obligated to minimize the damage to your property any way possible. In this case, for example, you would put a tarp on your house, and that would be covered by your insurance. So the other obligation that you have is to cooperate with any investigation, and this is obviously a reasonable investigation. In general, insurance companies have about 90 days to investigate your claim. However, Florida law does allow them to extend that if it's due to reasons that are beyond their control. So that's kind of open-ended in their favor. If they want to send someone over, you need to make the property available. If they want to send an engineer after they have sent out their adjuster, you need to be okay with that. If you want to make any kind of repairs, you also need to make sure that you notify the insurance company before making those repairs. They have to have a chance to come out and look at the property and take their photographs and video and whatever else they want to do before you make those repairs. Similar to a car accident. You can't get in a car crash, fix your car, and then make a claim. You can, but it's going to hurt your claim. Now, a lot of things that people don't understand is their coverage. So in homeowners insurance, there are 4 different types of coverage. Coverage A, B, C, and D. Coverage A is for your house. It's called dwelling coverage, and it basically covers the structure of your home. So your roof, your any kind of plumbing that happens inside the house, things like that. The coverage B is for other structures. So if you have a shed on your property, a fence, for example, would typically fall under coverage B. Sometimes a screen for a pool. It can be covered, it cannot be covered, but if it's covered, it would fall under coverage B. Coverage C involves your personal property. So if, for example, Hurricane Irma put a hole in your roof and rained all over your electronics, that would be covered by coverage C, the electronics. And coverage D is coverage that many people are not aware of, and it's really important. What does it do? It covers you for loss of use, also known as additional living expenses. Some of my clients got hit really hard with this hurricane, and they had to leave their house. They had a giant hole in their roof. They had rain coming into their home. They had really bad mold. The repairs were very serious, and they had to leave. So when you leave, and you have to spend money on leaving, and you have to go stay in a hotel or get an Airbnb, a short-term rental, you actually have insurance for that. A lot of people don't realize that there is coverage for that. Many policies will even cover you fleeing if you have to go stay in a hotel. There's often times that will be covered. Food spoilage is another thing that people don't understand. They can get reimbursed for. So there's a lot of things out there that people are not making claims on. The insurance company isn't going to volunteer this information, but this is why it's important that you get someone with a lot of knowledge to guide you through this process. Now, I wanted to talk about a lot of misconceptions and myths in the industry, especially surrounding hurricane claims. So the first one is only a public adjuster can help me. A lot of people have no idea that attorneys actually handle insurance claims. There aren't a lot of us, but we are here. We are here to help. And the second myth about attorneys is, oh, it's going to cost me too much money. So I can't speak for other attorneys, but I can say that we compete with public adjusters. We understand they're our competition, and we work very much in the same way they do, in the sense that we don't get paid unless you get paid. We also offer very similar rates to them. So the benefit of working with an attorney is that you have one person who's getting paid instead of two. And why I say two is that if your public adjuster can only get you so far, and if your claim is denied or underpaid, at that point, you're going to have to hire an attorney to litigate your case or to negotiate your case beyond what the public adjuster can do. So if you hired a public adjuster and you aren't satisfied with the result and the public adjuster is at their limit for what they can legally do, you will end up paying two people, or you will end up getting underpaid. Sometimes it's just better to start off with an attorney from the beginning. The next myth is that you've already accepted a payment from the insurance company, and that means you're done. A lot of people think, oh, I accepted a payment, so therefore I've released the insurance company. That's not necessarily true. My clients have received multiple payments throughout the claims process. Some of them are close to being settled. Most of them have been settled. But I think I have one client who received one check. The rest of them, it's been multiple payments as we've been uncovering further claims and requesting more money and arguing and negotiating for further things. So just because you accepted a payment from your insurance company does not necessarily mean that you cannot continue the claims process and you cannot get more money. It would really depend on the release that you signed, if any, and what the language stated in your letter when you had that check sent to you. The next one is, I've already made repairs, so I can't make a claim with my insurance company. It's not the best case scenario. Obviously, as I stated before, if you've already made repairs on your property, the insurance company will hold that against you. But if you memorialize things, if you took pictures, if you took video, if you kept receipts for everything you were doing, you still have a chance to get reimbursed for this claim. It's not black and white. It's not all or nothing. So you really should contact somebody if you have made repairs and you have not been reimbursed for those repairs. And finally, I wanted to talk about business loss. So this is obviously not homeowners, but this does relate to making a claim for Hurricane Irma. If you are a business and you have business insurance, you may have coverage for loss of income that was caused by the hurricane. So many of my business clients don't know this. They're really surprised when I tell them the other side of my business is business law. So when I mention to them, hey, you know, I heard you took a hit with the hurricane, you might be able to make a claim. They're really surprised. A lot of people don't know that. So if you or someone you know has a business that was affected, if you had to close up shop, if you lost income, you can make a claim for that if you have coverage. And many insurance policies have that built in. So something to think about. We are here for any questions you have. If you need help understanding your policy, if you need, hi guys, if you need any assistance with any questions that you have, feel free to ask them. You can write me. My email is Marisa, M-A-R-I-S-A, at P like Portuando, L like law, F like firm, Miami.com. So that's Marisa at plfmiami.com. I will write you back. And I hope everyone's doing well. So take care, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.